This is 896 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you'd like to sponsor come share more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It would be very greatly appreciated. Today we're doing Siman Tov Kuf Pei Ches, Sif Ches to Tov Kuf Pei Tes, Sif Zayin. Ches. L'chein asul tell the shofar b'Shabbos do muktzah. So you now take a shofar on Shabbos because Chazal made it muktzah. Im lo litzorech because they cancel the mitzvah on Shabbos. Im lo litzorech, if it's not for the purpose of gufa makomo, it's like kli shemachlu isser. You can move use it for some permanent purpose, or if you need a place where it is, shuroy le'ez attachment sheter, if it's suitable for some sort of permanent usage, such as you want to give a child to drink water in the shofar. Otherwise, even for the purpose of its using it itself or its place, it's also much time siman shinches. It has to be for a mutter purpose. Yontav alpi the pshita shemuter talflo yontav, even though it's obvious, it's clear that you're allowed to carry it. Sheitzarli kopo because you have to blow it. We come yeshbo prat. In one respect, it's more severe than Shabbos. You can't use it on Yontif to swallow water. Because on the day of Rosh Hashanah, it's muktzah for the purpose of the mitzvah. You can't use it for any other purpose, like anything else which is muktzah for a mitzvah, which cannot be used for any other purpose. Masha'enkin b'Shabbos, but it's Shabbos, she'ein tokim bo. So in Shabbos you don't blow it. Loktzah mitzvah, so it's not muktzah for the purpose of the mitzvah, klal at all. Yearly degan beyond to im yesh lo shnei shofaros. Interesting chiddush Arukh HaShulchan. He says that it seems to him that if you have two shofars, v'chin echad litko bo, and you prepared one to blow in, but it's a shame lord litko bo. So when you not want to blow in, eno muktzah mitzvah, and which you not intend to use for the mitzvah, you can use litzor gufa makomo. Test. V'alpi shezeh shein shovim Shabbos u'mirabbanan. Even that which don't blow shofar on Shabbos rabbanan mishum gzeira, because it's a decree, which kasavnu. Konkom gam Torah ramzel is that. The Torah also alludes to this. The parashas Pinchas, and it says that Yom Chor Yelachem. It says a day of blowing you should have. Parshas Emor Zichron Chor, a commemoration of blowing. Zeu Shechal b'Shabbos, and that's when it comes on Shabbos. Then El Zikaron Chor v'Lo Yom Chor. It's only a commemoration of the blowing and not a day of blowing. The Yerushalmi brings that down. Yerushalmi does not hold of the Gzeir the Rabbah. That the issue is that you might take it out to Shus Rabbim, neither by here nor by the other cases like Lulav, etc., where where the Gemara Bavli uses the issue that you might take it out to Shus Rabbim. The Yerushalmi does not go with that, so the Yerushalmi actually goes with the idea of Yom Chur versus Yom Zichron Chur, and explaining why there is no Tkiyah Shofar on Shabbos or Rosh Hashanah. Arukh HaShulchan goes on and says, well, the issues that Remez Yosef, look, there's another more profound into this. The parsha of the Shor Kesef Emor, in the parsha of Shor Kesef, which is parshas Emor, Nemar B'Shana Hasheni L'Tzias Mitzrayim. It says in the second year after left Egypt, the Leinian Shofar, it discusses the matter of Shofar. The Nemar parsha Achar Matan Torah. This is said after Matan Torah. Pesach Tziyus Mitzrayim Chal B'Yom Chamishi. Pesach, when Am Yisrael left Mitzrayim, was on a Thursday, because it was Shabbos. Melashchag B'Shana Shenis. So the second year, according to his Cheshbon, because there are no varying months between Nisan and Tishrei, the months in flux are Cheshbon and Kislev. The Shlishi Shel Pesach Hu Rosh Hashanah Kayadua. The third day of whatever the third day of Pesach is the following Rosh Hashanah, same day of the week. This the Torah, when commanding on this first Rosh Hashanah, said on the 7th month, in the first day of the month, you'll have the day in which you desist from labor, a commemoration of blowing, a day which you call holy. This Rosh Hashanah is going to come for you on Shabbos. So the way he's explaining Shabbos own, it's not necessarily like we normally explain it, that it's a day of desisting from labor, but it's going to happen on Shabbos. It's Shabbos itself. But therefore it's going to be a Zichron Chua, below Yom Chua. Beautiful. Like a media lower mitzvah baraisa. It says nothing. It's not hinted in the Torah itself. Kol Dibei Chachamim Nesunim Heima Pi HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe Misinai. Because all the words that Chachamim came up with ultimately were given to Moshe Ben Har-Sinai. Gilo Lo Mashi Chichu Chachamim. Moshe Rabbeinu knew what Chachamim were going to institute later on. Yud Shana Chachamim B'Mishnah. Chachamim told us in the Mishnah, Yom Tov Shana Shchal Yos B'Shabbos. When the Yom Tov Rosh Hashanah comes out on Shabbos, by Mikdash Yutokim, they would blow the shofar in the base of Mikdash, Avlo Medina, but not outside. B'Shchar Beis HaMikdash, when the base of Mikdash is destroyed, his king Rambam Yocham and Zakkai, Yocham and Zakkai may enact the Shutokim B'Chol Makom Sheyesh Beis Din. They can blow shofar wherever there's a Beis Din. By the time they should Beis Din's reason him. Because Beis Din is diligent. It won't come to desecrate the Shabbos. Koshkein, but Mikdash, certainly the Beis Mikdash, was the reason they were certainly diligent. There's no concern they might come take out on Shusarabim. Zel Kobetz Man Shayu Beis Din Smuchim. This is only when there was a Beis Din which actually had the real smicha, which is no longer with us since mid 300s of the Common Era. But now in our iniquity, Shein Beis Din Smuchim, we don't have a Beis Din with real smicha. Ain't talking Mishum Mokum Bolim. We don't blow anywhere in the world. I feel about Eretz Yisrael. Even Eretz Yisrael, Kshiyah on Shabbos, Kshiyah Gold Tzedek. When the ultimate Geula comes, Oz Nitkab Yerushalayim Yetz Hashem. Then we're going to blow Yerushalayim Bez Hashem. Ve'echol B'Doli Rabbi Seder, one of the great rabbis, which seems to be the Balamor, said Hayarotz Lamar Gam Achshav Sheyesh Beis Din. Olam Tokim Sham. Even today, when there is a Beis Din, wherever there's a Beis Din, even at Smuchim, you can blow over there. V'lonis Kabul Volav. His words are not accepted. In the brackets, it says here, "I'm more Milchamos Magimishna Sharif Sover Kain." Evidently, so the Rif holds away at the bottom more. V'lonagu Gam Tamida of Kain Ayin Sham. But even the Rif's own students did not conduct themselves that way. But the famous case in Yerushalayim at the end of the 19th century, where Rabbi Akiva Yosef Schlesinger, the Baal Halev HaIvri, who actually did blow shofar in the Churva Shul on Rosh Hashanah, which came out on Shabbos, in the basin of Yerushalayim. And I believe Ritzi Pesach Frank, if I recall correctly, the story, he would not go in to hear the shofar because it's so controversial, but he did stand outside to listen to it. That's a vague memory which I have. Not sure that's correct. Ritzi Pesach would have been very young at the time. But they did blow. Akiva Yosef Schlesinger did blow. Tafkuf Peites, Mi Hemorim with Shofar. Who are those who are suitable to blow shofar? Aleph, Hakochem Lishma Kol Shofar. Everybody's required to hear the sound of the shofar, Rosh Hashanah, except for women, the slaves, and children. Ufecherish, and a person who's deaf, the shota, and a person who has who's mentally compromised. The Nashim Pturos, women are exempt, because it's a time-bound mitzvah. And slaves are exempt from everything that women are exempt. And any mitzvah which a woman is not obligated to. A slave is not obligated to either. And children are not b'nei mitzvah. Except for a child who's reached the age of chinuch. His father is required to instruct him. And Cheresh and a Shoiter are obviously not included in mitzvahs and not included in chinuch either. The Cheresh who she'eno shomeh ve'eno medaber. This is the Cheresh you're talking about is one that cannot hear and cannot speak. Avo shomeh ve'eno medaber, but somebody who can hear but not speak. Harei kol adam mechayev is like anybody else, and he is required to hear the shofar, which really begs the question. I'm not sure what the Arukh HaShulchan is saying here, because if he's deaf, he can't really hear the shofar. So maybe we're going to come later on to an explanation of this, and when we get to, I think, Sif Gimel, perhaps. The Tumtum Andreganus, a Tumtum is somebody who we don't know what gender he is. He or she is. Andreganus, who has the signs of both genders. Chaim Nesafik, they're chayiv to shofar, even though it's a suffix. Shem means chayiv because they perhaps are males. Avon B'darbe Mino Shemea, but yeah, I was born before. I read that wrong. I don't know what went through my mind. Sorry, going back. He says, if you can hear, not speak. He's like any person. He has to hear the shofar. Somebody who can hear speak, but he can't hear. Came bar shmiya potter. There it is. I don't know what I was thinking before. Sorry. Since he can't hear, he is exempt. Base. Anybody who's required to hear shofar yochel otzi achem l'tiyosol. He can also exempt others their obligation. I feel in Kvai Yotza, even he was Yotza already a date Kiya, already heard the shofar. Kedin Kol Birchas HaMitzvos, he can make a bracha, Shabbos Yotza Motzi, and even though he was Yotza, he can Motzi somebody else. Chosh Ein Mechuy B'Shofar, anybody's not obligated shofar. Ein Motzi Gam Achem B'Tikiyah, so he can't exempt others by blowing. Deich Yotzi Achem B'Davar Shabbatzimon Tzarech Chal Lezeh. How can he exempt others something he himself doesn't require? Somebody who's acquired, who already was Yotzi, who can still be Motzi others. The Zemitam Arvus. That's because of the collective responsibility of Am Yisrael to ensure everybody does the mitzvahs. All Jews are responsible for each other. But somebody who's not obligated in this mitzvah, he's not responsible. He doesn't part of collective responsibility for this mitzvah. Maybe for other mitzvahs, but not for this mitzvah. Therefore, a woman or a slave or a child, and the deaf person and the mentally challenged person, can't exempt others with their blowing. Mishnah Berurah says, even if he's 13 years old, as long as they don't know that he definitely has 2 hairs, which prove that he is an adult, he can't be motzi others. With their blowing. But somebody who can hear, even though he can't speak, motzi achem, he can be exempt others. And the others should make the bracha. If I feel blow bracha, even if they don't make a bracha, ain ma bracha ma keves la mitzvah. The bracha is not an impediment to fulfilling the mitzvah. But somebody who can speak but not hear, ain't no motzi. He can't be motzi others. Came Shabbat Mo Potter, since he himself is exempt. On the Mikra Din says says he based the Cherish Hamadabra Veno Shomel Labar Chivahu, but now that which the Beis Yosef said that a deaf well, there's actually a mute person who can speak but cannot hear is not obligated. Uvasifra Agadol. He built this in the Beis Yosef in the Kobo, Vatashbates. They came in the Ikar Mitzvah, he has Shmiya, Vueno Yochol Lishma Potter. L'chein Gam Achem Motzi, that since he can't hear, can't be Motzi others. Ayin Sham B'Kosheli. It's difficult to me. Arukh HaShulchan said, that's why I said we get back to Tziv Gimel, but I still misread Tziv Aleph. Dalav Harei Mishnah Rosh Hashanah Shani Yochera Shoyta B'Katan Ein Motzim. Says the Chayr Shoyta B'Katan can't exempt others. Everybody's been carbon riyah. Chutz has come from base of Mikdash been carbon riyah, and Yontif Chutz Michayr Shoyta B'Katan. This Gemara Sham Ktani Chayrish Dumi the Shoyta B'Katan. The Chayr Shoyta B'Katan is one like a Shoyta B'Katan. B'Chulei. Now, like it says, Chayrish Dibu Chacham Michom Makom. The Chayrish which Chacham considered discussed all over the place. Sheinu Shemei Ben Medaber is one who cannot speak nor hear, not hear nor speak. One can speak, cannot hear, or hears and cannot speak. Chayev, he's obligated. You can't say this inference also applies to our Mishnah. And that which they wrote that the primary aspect is hearing. Zeu the low tema. This is so you shouldn't say that that every person has to blow the shofar himself. Which is the simple meaning of the words. Everybody is obligated to blow the shofar. It's going to tell you also Yotzi by listening. Rambam writes that everybody has to hear the sound of the shofar, as opposed to kol chayim bitkir shofar, but rather he writes lishma kol shofar. Avare gam tkir kar mitzvah, but the tkir is certainly a core aspect of the mitzvah. V'yev shal lishmiya below tkir. You can't, because you can't hear without somebody blowing. But to say that somebody who can't hear is exempt altogether from mitzvah, the Mishnah Gemara should have specified this. And before the Beis Yosef, we don't find that the post can speak about this. I guess maybe the Tashbet, because of Kol and Tashbet, but not prior to that. Hey, the Mishnah Megillah Shina Kokshin Cross the Megillah Chutz Michael Shet V'Kota. It says in the Mishnah Megillah that everybody is kosher to read the Megillah except for Cheru Shet V'Kota. M'Shem Sham and there Ba'Korcha B'Yishol Gankin Shem B'Dar B'Beinu Shomeh. That somebody who can speak and cannot hear is can't be exempt to others. They wrote, why not? If you can speak, why can't you learn the Megillah? Generally speaking, a cheresh is one who can hear and cannot hear nor speak. But the cheresh here can speak. Since he can read the Megillah, kal lashano. A lo tzarich lefarish. So he didn't have to say explicitly because it says here explicitly that he reads the Megillah. So I guess that's why you didn't have to specify that Medaber Beinu Shomea can. I guess since the mitzvah is the dibur, so therefore, since he can't speak, he can't be motzi others. I was talking about somebody who can speak. So it must be okay. So he's saying that the cheresh in the Mishnah can't be is negating. I'm not sure exactly what he's saying. He can speak, can't hear. He can't be motzi. A generic cheresh can't speak nor hear. It can speak hear nor speak. But the cheresh here, places learning the Mishnah in no kimta, in specific case, it's about a cheresh who can speak, and the Mishnah say nevertheless he can't be motzi us in Megillah. They appear Shem Dabish Korea Megillah. So they didn't have to specify what kind of cheresh to talk about because it's a cheresh who can read the Megillah and still can't be motzi others. But here, wait, it's not to speaking, he blows into a shofar. It should specify. Variety, the Lamalo Kosu Gam Kan, Kamosh Kosu Megillah. Or it should have said here also explicitly that no, must he talking about a cheresh on Medaber and telling us that the cheresh should exclude him since he can't be Medaber, even though he can be Shomea. Vav od koshali. Furthermore, it's difficult to me. Neighbor brachos pligei Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Yossi b'korei Shema v'lo Shmila Ozna. Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yossi argue by somebody who reads Shema doesn't hear what he's saying. Rabbi Yehuda's feel the Yotze, Rabbi Yehuda holds his Yotze. Rabbi Yossi's feel lo Yotze. Yotze is not Yotze. Mishum the Dori Shema because he expounds. Shema means Hashmei Ozmecha. You have to make your ear hear. Kein elu b'berkas hamazon. I am shom. So Machlokes applies to benching. Ufisa divrei Rabbeinu b'Yisrael Rabbi Yossi. According to the Beis Yosef, Rabbi Yossi, a mute person who can speak but cannot hear should be part of the Kriyas Shema Birchas Hamazon. Should exempt from Shema Birchas Hamazon because he can't hear. The Darvaz Lo Shaman Miyolim, we never heard this is the case. Ela Vadai Dafil Rabbi Yossi, Lo Yisrael Torah Lashmil Oznav, Rakim Mishiachol Lashmil Oznav. But he says, even according to Rabbi Yossi, the only people who have to make their ears hear are people who can make their ears hear. Somebody who can't, it's not to go off the hook because of that. But according to Piv, he has to read Shema with his mouth or bench with his mouth. Even though ears cannot hear. But shofar kenu. You're right to get a shofar. He should be able to blow. Even though he can't hear, but he should be able to blow. Therefore, I'm not sure about this halacha. So therefore he paskins against the Beis Yosef that a mute who cannot hear, he's required to blow the shofar himself because he can't hear it, but he can blow it. Yotze is blowing. Avalei Vreg should make a bracha. Ken Rabbeinu Beis Yosef Patlagan because since Beis Yosef is exempt, so Safek brachas lahakil. Zayin Tumtum Vandragonos. These we're not sure what gender they are. And what's even you can't exempt men. Because maybe they're for women. A woman cannot exempt a man. Tumtum, we're not sure what gender it is. You can't even exempt another tumtum. Because Shema Hunakeva, maybe this one is female, and the other one is male. Avandragonus, which has both the genders, Motzi Androgonus Acher. You can exempt another androgonus, and they should call min shavet because they're equivalent. They're all the same parameter. Pashu deheim kshetorgin latzim loyvarach l'shem heim lekebos. But when they blow for themselves, they should not make a bracha because they may be females. Because we don't know the definition of androgonus. It's a min b'fnei atzmo. So maybe it's possible that klape shmaya they're females. So therefore, you just can't make a bracha. She's by the combination bracha. So I'm going to minhag Ashkenaz women make a bracha. Shani also in varachos al das rishus. Interesting distinction. They make a bracha in an optional way. The law das chayv, not in a mandatory way. And came gam heim yechavnu rishus heim noshim. So in Andreas to make a bracha, it's a chiddush to me that a woman has to have this kavanah. She's doing b'derech rishus and not b'derech chayva. I don't think she needs a kavanah to have her passion. But the Arukh HaShulchan says that Andreas, in order to make a bracha, he has to do it also b'toras rishus and not b'toras chayva, and have that explicitly in mind. The summa varach motzei a person who's blind can make the bracha and exempt others. I've got that. I feel like the summa ain't chiyur rabbanan. You know, Rabbi says a summa, a blind person only chayiv and mitzvahs to rabbanan. Bless the rabbanan, maybe the raisa and the rabbanan can't exempt the raisa. Lo chayiv lo chayiv. We don't hold that way. Plus, Rabbaz imu muksa likoa. Rabbaz question said if he is a blind person, evidently has a chazaka to blow. Lo yisakuk sheistame from before he became blind. They should not remove him when he becomes blind. It says in brackets, Rabbi Rucham was concerned about the Shitas Rabbi Yehuda, and Cherusim was Potter. We don't hold that way. Lamaisa, Ayin Sham.